So today we're going to put some primer on our 69 Camaro here. All the body work, as you can see, we've done extensive body work. We've done panel to panel on everything on this car. And in doing that, we've been using the linear blocking tools. And after we prime this car, I expect to sand it one time and maybe have a couple tiny little spot primes before it's ready to paint. A lot of guys are priming 3, 4, 5 times, and these blocks are going to help you do a lot less priming by getting it truly flat and straight from the start. So when we wipe, we want to saturate, we want to completely wet the panel. A lot of guys think that the filler will absorb the wax and grease remover, and it's up to you, but the whole point with the wax and grease remover is when you wet it like this, it's going to take the contaminants and lift them to the surface, and then you're wiping them. And then you don't ever want to use the same rag. Once the rag is saturated, we're going to throw that rag away, because any contaminants that has been lifted is now on that rag. So I like to do a wipe to get the wetness off, and then you wipe till it's dry. Today we're going to be spraying the VP 2050 high build DTM out of a SATA 1.6 primer gun. We use the 2050 on bare metal, from bare metal up. So you're using 2050 over properly prepped steel. And then after body work, we're going to use this primer again. This is a real good primer. I like to use this throughout the whole process for a few reasons. So the first reason is uniformity. If you have the same product from bottom to top, it's going to expand, contract, shrink, things like that at the same rate, and that's going to help, one, with phantom waves and things like that, but also sandability. If you're, say, a lot of guys use an epoxy and then they put a spray poly over that, and then they'll put a 2K over that. Well, all those things are shrinking and expanding and contracting at different rates, and you're basically making a whole sandwich of things that is just not ideal. Now, as far as shrinking, this 2050 is the best product that I've used. We've done shrink tests, we've done our own shrink tests. This is about the best product that I've used as far as shrinking overall. In our shrink test, this primer pretty much completely stops shrinking in 2 to 3 days, where some spray polys take up to 2 weeks, and 2K primers take even up to a month to completely stop. I think you guys are gonna be surprised at how straight it is, being that this was the first round the car was taken apart, sandblasted, epoxied, put back together, and we've done our first run of blocking. I really don't foresee having to prime this car again. Another thing I like to do is, as far as guide coat, some guys like to use powder or the rattle can stuff. When I'm priming, you always usually have a little bit of primer left in your cup after you do, say, 3 coats. That's what we've got on this car. So what I'll do now is I'll take a little bit of black base coat and just mix that in with my primer, make it a dark gray, and then dust it over the whole car.